Could you imagine a third world war in our lifetime? A chilling thought, isn't it? The prospect of another global conflict on the scale of the world wars is something that strikes fear into the hearts of people worldwide. The global response to such a possibility is a unified one, a consensus that it would be nothing short of catastrophic. World War III is a topic that, while unnerving, is important to consider. By understanding the potential triggers for such a conflict, we might be better equipped to prevent it. Now hold that thought as we delve into what could possibly ignite this dreaded scenario. Political tensions often serve as the spark that lights the fuse of war. Throughout history, we've seen how disagreements between nations can escalate, leading to devastating conflicts. In our modern world, these tensions continue to simmer, a constant reminder of the volatile nature of international relations. Territorial disputes, too, have an ugly history of triggering wars. Land, with its resources and strategic advantages, has always been a prized possession. Despite advancements in diplomacy and international law, such disputes continue to be a potential flashpoint for conflict. Then, there's the matter of weapon advancements. The rapid progression of technology has resulted in the creation of weapons of unprecedented power. The atomic bombs of World War II pale in comparison to today's nuclear arsenals. In a world where the push of a button can unleash unimaginable destruction, the stakes are higher than ever before. These potential triggers are not just isolated issues. They are intertwined, each influencing and magnifying the others. This creates a complex and precarious situation that demands our attention and action. Remember, history often repeats itself. It's our duty to ensure the horrors of the past are not repeated. Let's strive to learn from our past and work towards a future where the spectre of World War III remains firmly in the realm of imagination. To understand World War III, we must first look back at its predecessors. World War I, also known as the Great War, began in 1914 and lasted until 1918. It was a global conflict that saw some of the world's most powerful nations divided into two opposing alliances, the Allies and the Central Powers. The war was sparked by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, but it was fueled by nationalistic tensions, territorial disputes, and intricate systems of alliances. The aftermath was staggering, with an estimated 9 million combatants and 7 million civilians losing their lives. Not even 2 decades later, the world plunged into another global conflict, World War II. From 1939 to 1945, it was a war of unprecedented scale, involving over 30 countries and resulting in the deaths of an estimated 70 to 85 million people, the largest loss of life in a single human conflict. The war was instigated by the aggressive foreign policies of Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, and the desire for territorial expansion by the Axis powers. These wars brought about significant shifts in global power and reshaped the world's political and social landscape. In the ruins of World War II, the United Nations was born, an international body aimed at promoting peace and preventing future global conflicts. The Geneva Conventions were also established, setting standards for humanitarian treatment in war. However, these attempts at maintaining global peace have not been without their challenges. The world has seen numerous conflicts since the end of World War II, and the threat of another global war looms large in the face of increasing tensions between major powers. These two wars drastically altered the course of human history. They are a stark reminder of the devastating impact of global conflict. The lessons learned from these wars, and the international bodies established in their wake, are more relevant now than ever as we navigate the complexities of our current global landscape. Fast forward to the present day, and tensions are once again rising. On the global stage, we see a chessboard of power plays, alliances shifting like sand, and a tapestry of conflicts that could potentially ignite a third world war. Let's take a closer look. In the east, we see the continued expansionist aspirations of China in the South China Sea, causing friction with neighboring countries and the United States. This has created a volatile situation, like a powder keg waiting for a spark. In the west, Russia's annexation of Crimea and its continued involvement in eastern Ukraine has left many on edge. The tension between Russia and NATO has been described as a new Cold War, with both sides engaged in a dangerous game of military posturing. Then there's the Middle East. a region notorious for its instability. Conflicts in Syria, Yemen, and ongoing tensions between Iran and Saudi Arabia are just a few examples of the powder kegs in this region. But what makes these tensions particularly alarming is the role of nuclear weapons. Today, 9 countries possess nuclear weapons, with the US and Russia holding the majority. These weapons have the potential to cause destruction on a scale never before seen in human history. And let's not forget the role of superpowers. The US, Russia, and China, with their vast military capabilities and global influence, hold the keys to either escalating these tensions or diffusing them. Their actions and decisions will shape the course of history. The proliferation of information and misinformation through social media also plays a crucial role in this era. It could either inflame tensions or foster understanding depending on how it's used. The world has changed dramatically since the last World War, but the threat of conflict remains. As we navigate these turbulent times, it's crucial to remember that our actions today will determine our tomorrow. Let's hope that history does not repeat itself. If World War III were to happen, what could it look like? Let's begin by acknowledging that these are mere hypothetical scenarios, based on our understanding of current global tensions. No one truly knows what the future holds, but it's important to consider these possibilities, however dire, as they underline the gravity of maintaining peace. Imagine the world stage, where the traditional theaters of war have transformed. Think about the vast, interconnected networks that form the backbone of our societies. Our economies, infrastructure, and even our personal lives are intertwined with the digital realm. Now consider the potential of these networks being used as battlegrounds. This is the reality of cyber warfare, a likely hallmark of a third world war, where state-backed hackers could cripple economies, disrupt essential services, and spread chaos without a single soldier setting foot on foreign soil. But what about the physical world? World War III wouldn't just be fought in the shadows of the internet. The advancement of autonomous and remote-controlled weaponry could bring about a new age of mechanized warfare. Unmanned drones and autonomous vehicles controlled from thousands of miles away could become the new foot soldiers. These technological terrors might carry out missions with ruthless efficiency, reducing human casualties on one side, but potentially causing untold destruction on the other. And what of the unimaginable scale of loss? The devastation wrought by World Wars I and II would pale in comparison. Entire cities could be erased in the blink of an eye. Millions, if not billions of lives could be lost. The global economy could collapse, plunging the world into a darkness from which it may take generations to recover. Such scenarios are chilling, reminding us of the importance of diplomatic resolutions to conflicts. Let's hope that the leaders of the world remember these potential outcomes and work tirelessly to prevent such a catastrophic event. After all, the future of our world depends on our ability to learn from the past and navigate our differences peacefully. Are we doomed to repeat our past mistakes, or can we learn from them? This question has been at the heart of our discussion today. We've explored the chilling possibilities of a third world war, analyzing the tensions and conflicts that could potentially ignite such a catastrophe. Yet, it's crucial to remember that history isn't just a series of inevitable events. It's shaped by our actions, choices, and decisions. The First and Second World Wars were devastating, but they also taught us the immeasurable value of peace and the power of diplomacy. In the face of rising global tensions, let's not forget the lessons of the past. Instead, let's use them as a guide to navigate our way forward. Let's prioritize peace over conflict, dialogue over silence, understanding over prejudice. International cooperation isn't just a lofty ideal, it's a necessity to prevent the horrors of another world war. The future isn't set in stone. It's up to us to ensure that World War III remains a hypothetical scenario, not a grim reality.